Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00101. Hashtag Schwartz. That's right, I said Schwartz. So, anyways, let's take a look at the notes section here real quick. I'll go over that. Can Bitcoin be replaced via multiple hard forks? James Bond interview with CrushTheStreet. Published November 9th. I know it's getting a little old, but got to promote myself somehow. Got to build credibility. So, anyways, let's see. After that is collecting your free Bitcoin Gold coins with Coinomi. That's a link to the Coinomi support desk. If you're interested in Bitcoin Gold, which probably if you own some Bitcoin, you probably are. There's probably a good chance you are. And then after that, I got a how to split Bitcoin Gold BTG01. That's a video that I made, tutorial on how to split your Bitcoin Gold if you had Bitcoin on your Coinomi at the time of the snapshot. And so I made a tutorial, real easy, I think about 7-minute video. I have not transacted or done anything. What I have noticed is that there was a kind of like a notice, or usually there's a banner. Where the banner was, there was a kind of like a warning that you couldn't transact with Bitcoin Gold until the mainnet was up. If you did click on that, it took you to like the Coinomi recovery seed website. Now when I look at it, it's actually a regular like advertising banner. And so it looks like the mainnet is up. I'll go over that. But anyways, just to let you know. And then I have a link to actually Bitcoin Gold. So you can go ahead and check out Bitcoin Gold, see what they're up to. And let me tell you something. I'll be going over Bitcoin Gold soon enough. I'll also be going over SegWit 2x for those people who can't, who just watched the first 10 minutes of the show here. And then I have my normal links to the Bitcoin Talk forum of all the potential hard forks that are coming up with Bitcoin, Bitcoin Silver. I also have the "It's Time to Stop" meme. Always have that. Love it. Bitcoin Platinum and Bitcoin Uranium. They're all links to the Bitcoin Talk forum, so you know how a scam coin is started. You'll see it for yourself, all live. Next is I have a list of airdrops. Now these airdrops are updated daily, and those are for the people who like receiving free money falling from the sky. Most of them are probably worthless, but you'll get them for free. I got a few airdrops using Coinomi. I got some Flash Coin. I haven't done anything other than look at it on my Coinomi wallet. And then I have a link to SegWit Charts, a list of SegWit transactions. I didn't go over it last time. I will go over it. I promise. I promise. I swear. And then I also have CoinCodex, a link to CoinCodex. If you're tired of looking at, well, BitConnect banner ads, and you're tired of looking at BitConnect on the coin market cap as a, I don't know what place they are, 15th, 16th, who knows, who cares. If you're tired of looking at them and some of the other like scam coins that are listed on coinmarketcap.com, you can use CoinCodex. Another one is LivecoinWatch. I really like that one. Another one is CoinGecko, and that has an indice of developers and community involvement, which you won't see on other listing platforms. And I think that's important because you probably want to know if your coin's going to actually do anything in the future, and if there's any community backing, and if there's anything that's going to make it survive as far as development of that particular coin. So just looking at coin market cap doesn't really help because there's a lot of people who pump and dump, manipulate the price, all sorts of weird things. And then, of course, bitinfocharts.com. That's very useful. Matter of fact, I also even have a link to the hash rate of Bitcoin compared to Bitcoin Cash 6 month. There's a link right underneath that. I think that's very helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the meat of the show here. SegWit Gold launches, goes awry. Miners are pissed. That's today, came out today. Looks like the source came from CoinGeek.com. I'll be going over SegWit Gold. They call it SegWit Gold or Bitcoin Gold. I'll be going over Bitcoin Gold quite a bit. Here's another one for you. Hidden fees removed, #1. This is coming from GitHub. Apparently, there are hidden fees when you mine Bitcoin Gold. So not only did the developers do a pre-mine and actually are still doing a pre-mine to this date, not only are they doing the pre-mine, they are also, how can I say, getting a head start as well at the launch, the live launch date in which everybody else is kind of welcome to go ahead and mine. All you have to do is just download and get synced to the network. Well, all those people that were, all the devs that were already pre-mining, they were already synced. So from the day one, they had an advantage. While everybody else was syncing up to the network, they were mining. And I'll go over some charts to kind of show you that as well. Here's another link here to GitHub. Beware of hidden fee, hard-coded into z-nomp fork advertised by the devs. Number 180. I'm not sure if that's a number 180 or hashtag 180. I'm so confused these days. So there's a link to that. I'll be going over that. My goodness. They're putting in hidden fees. So when you mine, if you're a miner and you're mining Bitcoin Gold and you use the mining software that these developers basically made for you to use, I wouldn't say they're hidden, obviously, because it's open source. But the fact that that the developers never mentioned that there's going to be fees in which there's an address, the fees will go to the developer's address. They never mention it. It's in the source code, obviously, the people that looked at it, but it's kind of really disingenuous and very scammy. So, but that could be removed. But the fact that it was in there in the first place, very untrustworthy, I have to say. So like I said, not only did they pre-mine and got a head start on the mining when it went live as well, they were mining before anybody else at the live mining, they also are taking fees from the miners. Sounds like a little bit of Zcash, doesn't it? Well, that's where the idea really probably came from. Remember, EchoHash is Zcash. So let's see here. What's next after that? Okay. Centralized exchanges are terrible at holding your money. A timeline of catastrophes. Published today, apparently. Published in the future. I don't know why it says November 14th, but the article said November 14th. They must be in like Australia or something. This came from localethereum.com. I didn't know such a thing existed at all, but apparently it's compared to like a local Bitcoins, except it's Ethereum. Anyways, I got the blog. That's what I wanted to share with you. It's a pretty accurate timeline of all the hacks, the screw-ups, the exit scams. I'll go over that. That's going to be fun. And then roller coaster weekend. Bitcoin Cash fluctuates as major upgrade approaches. An article came out today, again, from CoinGeek.com. And I'll be going over Bitcoin Cash. I'll go over the hashing rates, the difficulty, block time, transaction volume between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And we'll see what really happened today, because I don't know. There's a lot of flippening going on. Bitcoin Cash can't make up if it wants to be number 2, number 3, or number 1. You know, just doesn't know. So anyways, and then also an interesting twist, which is related to the meme that you're seeing. SegWit 2x final steps. BitPico replies to himself and to the mailing list about the SegWit 2x cancellation, that they're going to re-cancel. So it was on and then it's off. But I don't know for sure, because from my research, there seems to be 30% of the hash rate missing from Bitcoin somewhere, or from Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Somewhere there is missing, I think, about 30% hash rate. And I'll show you and I'll get into it. So stay tuned, everybody. I'm not sure if this is just a ruse or if it's real, if it's a troll on a troll on a troll, or a joke on a joke on a joke. Anyways, let me go on that. And so Bitcoin 2x, there's the website, the link for the Bitcoin 2x. This is old stuff I'm leaving in there for the audience members to look at it, so they get an idea of the history of this so-called BitPico SegWit 2x rogue miner. Mysterious group BitPico threatens to execute Bitcoin hard fork. That's a news article, kind of explains it a little bit better. And then there's the mailing list, again, the original reply to the mailing list from BitPico on November 9th. And then also here's if you're getting involved in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies and you're seeing a lot of BitConnect ads, especially on my video or anybody else's YouTube videos, especially regarding cryptocurrency, you probably want to read this first. Why has ICO Index labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Another one is notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. Here's another one. What is BitConnect and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? And if you still want to get into BitConnect for whatever reason, just realize you're probably never going to get your money back. I have a video where I actually interviewed about 3 BitConnectors. It's called James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017. 2 of them rage quit. The third was stupid enough to stick around to let you know how to find him. And the 4th guest was just a regular guest, was not involved in BitConnect whatsoever. And, you know, that 4th guest basically said, and that was Crypto Blood, you're all in a scam. You know, you're on a Ponzi. Just wake up. So, but if you still want to go and do BitConnect, by all means, go ahead. And then I got the video for today, the video for the theme for this video. Spaceballs, Mega Made scene. So, if you haven't seen that, it kind of goes into the whole go here. Apparently, everything has been backtracked, reversed. It's gone from suck to blow. And you'll see what I'm talking about when I get a little bit further into the show today. And of course, I got the meme right here, what you're looking at, hashtag yes2x 69. I'm still naming the memes hashtag yes2x because I'm not for certain that SegWit 2x is really, really over and dead. And I'll explain why, because there is 30% hash rate, or about 30% hash rate, that's missing. I don't know where it went. It's gone. But I think it may be the 30% hash rate may be taken offline and getting ready to do a hard fork of SegWit 2x. Now hear me out. Watch, stick with me. I'm going to show you, all right? And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And if you still don't believe that maybe SegWit 2x is still a possibility, well, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I have a link to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Feel free to donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold. There is a donational address for Bitcoin pot of gold. And it's basically a fun way for everyone to try to crack that code to get to the Bitcoin pot of gold. And of course, I have links to other YouTubers, Hiroja Shibe, Space Odyssey Network, Skive, Yes for Motivation, Bitcoin and Coffee, and 21 Million Club. Please go to their channel, subscribe to them, watch their video, make comments, upvote, downvote, troll them, all that good stuff. All right, let's see who's in the live chat. So dual overhead camness, good to see you. Carlos, Rick, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. And then I also have Buy Bitcoin, good to see you too. All right, Igor Goldabin, welcome back. All right, so let's go over the meme here. May the Schwartz be with you. SegWit 2x, Bit Pico or Bit Paco. I'm not sure. But I'll say it either way just in case, so I don't offend anybody. Or I just offended everybody. So, all right. So what is going on today? Well, I'm following Bitcoin Gold just because of the silliness. It's literally comedy gold out there. If you haven't heard the pre-log here, apparently the pre-mine, the lack of communication, transparency, the lack of professionalism in any way, the hidden fees, the fact that everybody else who was, when the mainnet did go live, the fact that everyone had to download or sync up to the network while the development team, their miners, were mining away. So they had a head start on the lowest hashing power that they could get away with, and everybody else was forced to catch up. Okay, Igor. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Igor Goldabin. I apologize. Not Igor, Igor. Okay, fair enough. And then, you know, just all sorts of silliness. And I still can't find my address. I've been looking for my transactions that show up on my Coinomi because when the hard fork happens, up to that point of where it forked off, you should be able to look up your past transactions that you did on the blockchain with Bitcoin, except it will be Bitcoin Gold blockchain. So you should be able to look that up. And I'm not able to. So I'm not sure if they're just mining blocks going forward from that block height number, and it's just not syncing up, or I don't know what the deal is. but I just cannot verify my address and verify that the coins are there on a block explorer. Now, this is just a block explorer. Maybe there's other block explorers, but who knows? Anyways, let me go on here. Let's go on and okay. So please donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold here. The QR code on the left where the arrow is the donational address. If you happen to have a phone while you're watching it on your computer, you can go ahead and scan and make a large, ridiculous donation, like a couple hundred Bitcoins. The QR code on the right is the private encrypted key. It is password protected. If you can figure out the password, the pot of gold is yours. And then also, every $10 increments, I think I've given away 4 clues to the 24-word recovery seed to this Bitcoin wallet. So I think it should be $40. The price went up. If I can get this up to $50, I will give away the 5th clue of the 5th word of the 24-word recovery seed. And then you could try to crack the 24 words or the combination of 24 words. If you just go to GitHub and look up the 2,000 plus words that are used in the mnemonic seed generator. So there you go. And of course, the QR code on the bottom is a link to Yellow Fever for You, another YouTuber who gave me this idea. Thank you, Yellow Fever for You. Right, so, oh, sorry for that. All right, so I'm going to push F5. I'm going to refresh this. This is the address to the donation Bitcoin pot of gold address. As you see, someone did donate. I think it was Matt Wilkinson donated some Bitcoins. At the time, it did push the price up, the amount up to $40. That's why I gave away the 4th clue. But I want to show you that this was done now I think maybe 4 days. Let me see. It was done on the 9th. So it's 3 days, coming on to 4 days now. So, well, no, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm sorry, it's 5 days. 5 days. So this has been unconfirmed for 5 days now. And we'll go, and I'll go over the mempool. I'll go over the transaction fees. I'll go over the mempool, and I'll do the chart analysis. We'll even go over the SegWit charts. I keep forgetting about that, but we'll go over that as well. So this is just to show you how the blockchain is doing. And right now, I'm still waiting for it. All right. Are you ready for some comedy gold? Because you're about to get some comedy gold here. This is going to blow your mind. I don't know if we're going to be seeing more of these blockchains coming up, but this is ridiculous. Sorry for the bright screen here. All right. So SegWit Gold launches. This is from CoinGeek.com. SegWit Gold launches SegWit Gold launch goes awry. Miners are pissed. And so let's just go over this real quick. And let's see what they're talking about. So SegWit Gold, which is Bitcoin Gold. So on the first day, as you can see here, right here in their tweet, we were under controlled attack. Mainnet will be stabilizing in the next few minutes. Hashtag 1 CPU, 1 vote. So right off the bat, they were getting DDoSed or attacked in some way. I'm not sure. I hear that that's what they say, but were they really? Who knows? There was someone who did reply, and they asked, under attack or just haven't finished the pre-mine? And they actually replied, and maybe this guy he's good with English, but look at the way they replied. things are happening. Thanks for waiting. A real decentralized coin will worth it. So both things are happening. Thanks for waiting. A real decentralized coin will worth it. So I'm thinking this guy's Chinese for some reason. So basically, the reply is yes, they're getting attacked, and yes, they still haven't finished pre-mining. So when the mainnet went live, they were mining. Not only were they mining, they actually already downloaded or were synced up to the network. So they were basically right. They were just mining away, while everybody else had to sync up with the network. And so while it was going live, the difficulty was at its lowest. Okay, and I got a little chart to show you that. Let's see what else. Let me see here. And so I'm going to read this quote right here. In their Facebook page, they insist that the reason behind the pre-mine is to cover expenses, since they do not have wealthy backers to support the project. And so I'll read the tweet here. We believe BTG, Bitcoin Gold, can be a long-term supplemental store of value. However, we do not have any wealthy investors backing the project. Therefore, in order to fund development, marketing, and investments in the BTG ecosystem, the Bitcoin Gold team will conduct a pre-mine of 100,000 Bitcoin Gold tokens. Economic details will be released soon. I'll go over that too. I've been looking at their white paper. We'll take a look at it. What's up, Crypto Kerbit? How you doing? It's Comedy Gold time. Welcome to the channel. All right, so not bad, I guess. Let's read the reply tweets down here. I set up my rig. Okay, so this is the mining part of the thing here. I set up my rig with the intention of low difficulty, but it was ever mentioned that the devs would be getting all the coins for the earliest difficulty. Pretty damn irritated. So off the bat, a lot of people were angry because the dev team were mining while the difficulty was at its lowest, while everybody else was syncing up. Let me see. Another person replied, well, their communication was not transparent. This is, I am afraid, true. I am with you. So right off the bat, a lot of resentment. A lot of resentment. So there you go. There's a link to this article here. Miners are awry. Miners are pissed. And not only that, I also heard that the chain also split in two, and they don't know which chain is the real chain now. I don't know if now you have competing chains or not. But anyways, there you go. There's that there. Before I do that, let's see if I can go to Bitcoin main page here. This is the Bitcoin main page. Let me see if I can go on the next one here. I think I got it set up here. Okay, so this is their white paper. And if you don't know where the white paper is, if you go to downloads, there you go. If you go to downloads, I think they have source code. Let me see, where is it? Okay. Well, if you go to downloads, they do have wallets here. And let me see, Bitcoin Core will download Windows. Apparently they had a roadmap here somewhere. Maybe I missed it. But there's a Coinomi wallet right here for mobile. Gardera free wallet. They have some web wallets I wouldn't recommend, but BTG Wallet Online and My BTG Wallet. Hardware, apparently, soon. So after they pre-mine all the 100,000 Bitcoin, and after they pretty much mine at the easiest difficulty rate possible, and then after they get all the fees when you mine your coins from all the miners, they'll use that money, all right? They'll use that money to pay like Trezor, Ledger, Digital Bitbox, and whatever to basically list their coin on their wallet, and maybe, who knows, somebody else as well. So anyways, let's go on to this here. So here is their white paper, and I've kind of had a chance to kind of read it. I'll read the abstract here real quick. Bitcoin Gold is a community-led project to create an experimental hard fork of Bitcoin to a new proof-of-work algorithm. The purpose for doing this is to make Bitcoin mining decentralized again, which is hard to believe because right away they've already become centralized. They've essentially have had a leg up. So they had a leg up on everybody else. They're already mining. They already mined the lowest difficulty before everyone else. And not only that, they are extracting fees. The developers put in a hidden fee on the mining software. So as you mine your coins, a fee will go to the developers, kind of like Zcash, ironically. So not sure if that's true. So Satoshi Nakamoto's idealistic vision of one CPU, one vote has been superseded by a reality where the manufacture and distribution of mining equipment has become dominated by a very small number of entities, some of whom have engaged in abusive practices against individual miners and the Bitcoin network as a whole. I got to stop right there because so far what I've seen is the exact opposite from what's going on. What do you have? You have a manufacturer of GPU rigs who started this, right? And they're very small people right now who have dominated this market from the get-go, and they have engaged in, some people are saying, very abusive practices. All right, pre-mining, mining at the very beginning while they've already have synced to the blockchain, and basically are mining while the difficulty is at its lowest, while everybody else is syncing up and trying to catch up. And then they've added a hidden fee to the mining software. Interesting. Let's continue. Bitcoin Gold will provide an opportunity for countless new people around the world to participate in the mining process with widely available consumer hardware that is manufactured and distributed by reputable reputable mainstream corporations. A more decentralized democratic mining infrastructure is more resilient and more in line with Satoshi's original vision. Perhaps if the Bitcoin Gold experiment is judged by the community to be a success, it may one day help build consensus for a proof-of-work hard fork on Bitcoin itself. Okay, so there is the abstract. I'm going to just simply go over to the part where they're going to talk. Okay, they're going to talk about the distribution of the pre-mine. DD8209, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay, let's see, where is it? It's like 12 pages, which isn't too bad, you know, I guess You know, Bitcoin's what, 9, somewhere around the same. So they didn't make it too long. I'm sure this is literally a copy and paste of some sort from Zcash. So talk about the timeline and all this. I'm trying to get to the point where they talk about. Okay, well, okay. So here it is. Financial strategy. Okay, I'll just go over the bullet points. The initial BTG mine by the Bitcoin Gold, which is supposed to be 0.476%, I guess, of the total 21 million Bitcoin Gold that's going to be mined. Development team will be held in a multi-signature wallet. Okay, it's good to know. So at least they'll do that much, maybe. It'll be interesting to see if they really do that. 60% of the funds will be time locked and released in proportional amounts over the course of 3 years to cover development cost. So 60%. So 40% of it is going to be spent before that, whatever willy-nilly that they want. They're probably going to pay themselves. They're probably going to go on a bro down. They're going to have a bro down because they need to celebrate how much money they scammed from all of you. Let's have a look. What else they're going to do? All significant expenditures will be made fully transparent according to the best practices of similar open source projects. The majority of funds will be allocated as developer bounties, which will be published as issues in the BTG GPU GitHub repository. So they're basically going to pay you with money they created, for the most part, out of thin air, and they pre-mined it. So we'll go over the price of BTG here soon. Everyone is able to participate in the Bitcoin Gold Developer Bounty Program. To win the bounty, you must provide the open source code that meets the specific requirements. Okay, so basically they're requesting the community do all the work on coins that they pre-mined. And how generous, how very generous of them. So they're paying you nothing for some work. So here's what they're going to do. So here's the 40%. So 60%. Okay, so there we go. We can see over here. So 40% of the pre-mine of the 100,000 coins. So 40,000 Bitcoin Gold is allocated to bounties and app collaboration. That's 7%. So that is 7,000. Well, no, 40,000. Let me do the calculation here real quick. I need a calculator because I'm not that smart. So 40% is 40,000 times 0.07. So 28 Bitcoin Gold will be going to bounties and collaboration. And let me see what the price of Bitcoin Gold is. Might have to let's do live watch. Let's see what the price of Bitcoin Gold is right now. This is going to be interesting to see. All right, $217 right now. It actually went up in the last 24 hours, 11%. So 2,800 Bitcoin Gold coins times 217. Let's just take the current market price. So $600,000. So $600,000 for bounties and application collaboration, app collaboration, that they're going to give to open source software developers to help them build Bitcoin Gold. All right. Let's see if, hopefully they won't be too cheap on that. You know, they'll be very generous with the bounties and very generous with the collaboration. Pre-fork cost. So I wonder what the pre-fork cost is. 40,000 times 0.05. 200,000 Bitcoin Gold at 217. So $434,000 in pre-fork cost. I'm assuming that's what they're going to use for their bro down. They're going to pay themselves. And I mean, how many people do they have? 400,000. If they paid themselves $50,000, that's about what, 10 people? Nine people, $50,000. And I think that's how many people they have on that in their group there. Let me check here. Let's look at the team one more time. Let's have a look at their team one more time here. Our team. There we go. We'll look at the team. How many people are on the team here? People are on the team. So there are, so far, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 people on the team. Okay. So let's take that number divided by 6. How much do they get each? They each get $72,000 right now. That's included if the founder gets paid himself. All right. That sounds fair. So 40,000 times 3%. That's 1,200 for community development that they're going to give to the community for you to do some work, times 217. $260,000 that they're going to give back to the community and doing work for building Bitcoin Gold network. Initial reward for core team. Oh, there's actually a initial reward for core team. So they're actually going to pay themselves again $70,000 per team member if you divide it up equally, plus the pre-fork cost. I don't know what the pre-fork cost is, other than the cost that they're going to do themselves. So that's an extra 70,000. So they're going to get each paid 170,000, unless they paid like the wallets, the exchanges, advertising, news articles, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. So $400,000 for pre-fork cost, and then another $400,000 for the initial reward for the core team. And so we divide that by 6, that's $72,000. And then yearly expense. They have a yearly expense of, let me see, 40,000 divided by 0.2. That's 200,000 coins times 217. Let's just assume that. That's $43 million on a yearly expense. So they pay themselves, plus they'll probably pay themselves again. Wow, that's a lot of money. So let's just look at the total money here. 40,000 times 217. That's 80. Wow, that's 8 million. 8 million. Let me see. 40,000 times 0.2 is 8,000 times 217. Yearly expense. Okay, so yearly expense. I don't know if I said this, or yearly expense is $1.7 million yearly expense, which they would pay for themselves. All right, let's see what the total amount cost. Total amount was 8.6 million at current value at $217. So 40%, which would be 40,000 Bitcoin tokens, 8.6 million a yearly expense for, I don't know what. Obviously, they're going to pay themselves, a couple more bro downs, have a party, maybe buy an office building. Who knows? So that's just 40%. The other 60% locked up. It's locked up, and 20% release per year. So 60,000 divided by 0.2. So in the first year, I'm assuming in the first year, they will have 300,000 tokens times 217 at the current price. $65 million will be released for the first year. Okay. All right. So that's their plan. Anyways, let's see what the 60,000 divided by 0.3 for the development. That's 2,000 Bitcoin tokens times 217, the current price, 43 million. So $43 million for development. And then 60,000 divided by 0.15, 400,000. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. I apologize. Let me see, 60,000 times 0.3. There you go, 18,000 tokens for the development times 217. Sorry about that. That's almost $4 million. It's $3.9 million for development. And then 60,000 divided, or sorry, times 0.15, 9,000 tokens times 217. Almost $2 million for the ecosystem. So at least in the course of 3 years, they're going to reinvest $2 million based on current price, $2 million back to the ecosystem, which would probably be in the form of bro downs. And then community, let's see, another, what'd I say, another $2 million. So that's all on current prices though, but there you go. If you want to look at the roadmap, it's there for you to see. It's Bitcoin Gold. Go ahead and download it and check it out for yourself. Have fun reading it. It obviously not a scam at all. Seems very reasonable, in my opinion. So let's continue on with the GitHub. So I have a link to the GitHub here. Beware of hidden fees. Let me see here. Do I have another one? I think I have this one here. I'm going to go over this one here first. There we go. So here's the GitHub, and there it is, hidden fee removed, #1. And you can see here, all pools based on this open source software are mining hidden fee. This PR removes, I guess it's this pull request removes unnecessary recipients. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I did look at some of the transactions that were done today, and I was wondering why there was a 12.5 transaction with, or less than 12.5 transaction, then I saw a recipient transaction. I didn't look at the address, but I thought that was weird. I saw a new coin with 2 outputs, and it looked like this is happening. Recipients are basically the developers, and so here's one of them, and then it goes on to this one as well. Beware of hidden fee hard-coded into z-nomp, I don't know how to say that, fork, advertised by the devs, #180. Looks like Starbug BG, Martin, I don't even know how to say his name, Kuvadanskyev, snuck a little Easter egg in form of a hidden 0.5% fee directly paid to his wallet via Coinbase transactions into the pool code he suggested to everyone to use. Wow. Well, there's plenty more where this came from. go ahead and read on. I don't think the community is really liking this at all. And so there you go. Comedy gold, everybody. Comedy gold. Can you get enough of that? Let me see here if I've gotten everything done here. And then here's the block explorer of Bitcoin Gold. And let me try to refresh it. F5. Let me refresh it here. All right, so I go to my Coinomi wallet and I put in all these, different addresses because I want to look up my transaction that happened on the Coinomi wallet. It should be the same, right? It should be forked off. That should be it. Well, I finally said, okay, what about a transaction, right? Transaction ID of some sort. Let's look it up. Nope, can't find it. I don't know. Am I missing something? Why is this not searching? So just weird things. And let me see here. Let's see if I can find a transaction that shows a recipient. Maybe this may be a recipient here. So this is, I'm not sure if that's the address, but I saw a lot of these outputs that had 2 or more outputs here for, well, this is actually just a regular transaction. This is not even a new coin. So let me see here. Let's see if I can find one. Maybe no one has a hidden fee anymore. Let me see if this one has a hidden fee. So this is a new coin. Maybe some of this is a hidden fee. Maybe. So I saw one with 3 transactions in it on a new coin. It's interesting. All right. And the other thing I was looking at is actually look at the charts of Bitcoin Gold. And you could see here, let me see, is that the block difficulty? So there's the block difficulty. It's dropping off like crazy. So you see you'll see it adjust. But you see right here, this is when it's basically started. And this is probably when it was the easiest at the time when not everybody was mining. And then you start seeing things move around here. Now look at this. This is interesting. It's actually dropping even lower for some reason. Why is this thing dropping? Is there people leaving the pool? It looks like, look at this line that's just very unusual, going up. And I think people may be leaving the pool. They're not mining Bitcoin Gold. That's a big drop off. Block times that are found. So this is some data here on the time. Right now it's very, very low. Block revenue. I don't know why this is at a high point right here. Some reason there was 20 coins generated here. Other than that, it was 12 and a half. I saw some weird numbers, but look at this weird anomaly of 20 coins being generated. And then the block size, it's all over the place here. And then here you have the price of Bitcoin Gold. Hello, Q bro. How you doing? Well, it's supposed to be golden showers for everybody. Yeah, golden showers for everybody. So it's supposed to be public, but it seems more private than anything else. So that's what's happening with Bitcoin Gold. Wanted to share that with you. Now let's go on to this. Oh my goodness. Oh, this brings back a lot of memories. This is coming from the blog post of localethereum.com, I'm assuming. Yeah, localethereum.com. I don't use localethereum.com, but I found this blog post. And so centralized exchanges are terrible at holding your money, a timeline of collapses. I guess they're trying to make a point that you should hold on to your own coins and then trade them on localethereum.com. I'm assuming I don't know if it's a decentralized exchange or something. But let's go over all the hacks. How you doing, FUD Machine? Good to see you. I don't know. Let's go over all the hacks. I remember some of them. Some I maybe was a little bit before my time, but if you think your private keys are safe with someone else, you are wrong. You are wrong. This is why I do not leave my coins on exchanges or with Coinbase or with anybody. Anybody that basically where I don't have my keys, my private keys. So they give you some good reasons here. Centralized exchanges are often the subject of major heist. That's true more than ever now with the price of Bitcoin going up. Centralized exchanges are often the subject of major accidents. Yes, you're going to see that here. This is scary. Like the exchanges themselves may accidentally lose your coin. Scary, it is. And deposits are rarely insured. So let's take a look at some of these. Let's see here. Let me see. Okay, so here's one. Mt. Gox auditor account breached. So let me see. In June, the stolen administrator privileges were used to transfer an enormous quantity of Bitcoin to an attacker's account, and a huge sum of Bitcoin was dumped on the open market. This is a little bit before my time, so I am not going to concern myself with it. I don't remember it because I was not here, but I do remember watching and seeing this. I believe it was what one of Tone Vei's scam videos. So during the flash crash, the attackers used their own accounts to purchase the extremely cheap Bitcoins and then withdrew it. So basically, someone was able to take over all the accounts and then dumped on the market. I think it brought it down to like 1 cent. And then they bought all the Bitcoins and then withdrew it before everything was reversed. Let me see. It actually says here it was less than 1 cent. Orders to execute at less than 1 cent. Wiped out the entire order book and allowed orders to execute with 1 cent. Amazing. And so that's what happened. And then let me see the scale. The scale of the hack is not officially known. Some estimates put the theft at 500,000, while other put the loss at 2,500 Bitcoins. 500,000 or 2,500 Bitcoins. I think on the higher end, in my opinion. All right, so here's another one. BitOmat accidentally wallet erase 2011. Again, before my time. In July 2011, BitOmat routinely rebooted one of its Amazon-hosted servers, and in the process, accidentally destroyed a huge sum of Bitcoins. Let me see. That was 17,000 Bitcoins. Hello, Crypto Nutter. How you doing? Here's another one. 2011. Bitcoin 7 hack. Bitcoin 7. Okay. Approximately 11,000 Bitcoin was stolen from an exchange, never to be seen again. All right. And Bitcoin 7 shut down permanently following the incident. All right, here's another Mt. Gox. Oh, wow. Again in 2011. The exchange accidentally sent 2,609 Bitcoin to a number of invalid addresses. Wow, Mt. Gox invalid address incident. Okay, effectively lost forever. Back in October 2011. Although Mt. Gox fully reimbursed its customers after the incidents. Why not? They were on fractional reserve at that point. Bitcoinica heist 2012. Suffered a major breach back in March 2012. Suffered a major breach. Bitcoin trading platform Bitcoinica was the hardest hit. Bitcoinica said it lost 43,554 Bitcoin in the theft and promised to reimburse its customers. Wow. That's a lot of money right now. If only they control their own private keys. Okay, Bitcoinica heist number 2. Not once, twice. And I think about this time, this is the time when Bitcoins and exchanges were beginning to start up, from what I can tell. So let's have a look. Bitcoinica heist number 2 took control of an email address that was associated with Bitcoinica's Rex space server in May 12, 2012. This time, the Bitcoinica reported the attackers made off with the platform's users database as well as 18,547 Bitcoin. Oh my God. That's a lot of money today, isn't it? Let me see. 4 users of the exchange filed a complaint in San Francisco court. Okay. And then it says here, later that year, the Polish Bitcoin exchange bitmarket.eu discovered that it had lost 19,980 Bitcoin of customers' deposit, which were stored on Bitcoinica's account. Ouch. That's got to hurt. Okay, so this is Bitcoinica heist number 3. Number 3. I'm assuming that Bitcoin must have been really cheap back in the day to have that many Bitcoins and be not worried about it, right? I'm sorry, Crypto Cutter. Okay, I apologize, Crypto Cutter. Sorry for calling you Crypto Notter, but Crypto Cutter, welcome to the channel. Bitcoinica heist number 3. Oh boy, oh boy. Using the stolen credentials that were able to withdraw withdraw 40,000 Bitcoin and a further $40,000. So let me see here. Bitcoinica said that the attacker gained unauthorized access to its Mt. Gox account. Wow. In the weeks after the incident, a number of well-known figures in the Bitcoin community speculated that Zhu Tong, the 17-year-old founder of Bitcoinica, was likely behind the series of thefts. Wow. The allegations came after an email address associated with Zhu Tong was found to be associated with the reported theft of Bitcoinica's Mt. Gox account. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to read this part here because this is going to be funny. In response to Zhu Tong said that his previous business associate, Qin Jieha, was the hacker. According to Zhu Tong, aka Ryan Zhu, this mysterious multimillionaire friend miraculously admitted to stealing from Bitcoinica and promised to return the stolen Bitcoin under the condition that Bitcoinica will no longer pursue the case. Of course, most people believe that Qin Jieha either doesn't exist or is a scapegoat, and that Zhu Tong was the thief all along. Wow. So, okay. BitC Liberty Reserve hack. I didn't know that BitC was already here or something. On July 31st, 2012, the Liberty Reserve account belonging to BitC was stolen. Let me see. Official estimates put the scope of the theft at 4,500 Bitcoin. Okay. BitC reimbursed its customers and reserved the trades after the incident. Okay, good for them. Of course, you know, BitC right now is not around as it's known. Here's another one, Bitfloor hack. In September 2012, a hacker gained access to an unencrypted backup of Bitfloor's wallet. Wow. Approximately 24,000 Bitcoins were stolen and have never been returned. All right, so here I come around 2013. I don't remember this. Do I remember? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Vercurex hack 2013. In May 2013, an attacker stole 1,454 Bitcoin as well as large quantities of lesser-known cryptocurrencies, Litecoin and Terracoin. All right, the exchange became insolvent in 2014 after the subsequent hacks. All right, bitcash.cz for, I guess, I don't know where that is, CZ hack, 2013. In November 2013, I was definitely around. The Czech, I guess the Czech Bitcoin exchange, bitcash.cz reported that it was the target of a heist. 484 Bitcoin was stolen by an unknown attacker. All right, this one I know personally very well because I was a victim of the Mt. Gox collapse. I actually documented that in my channel. My goodness. Mt. Gox, okay, in early 2014, the exchange collapsed in what is still considered to be the greatest Bitcoin scandal of all time. Let's see what else it says. On February 7th, 2014, Mt. Gox announced that Bitcoin withdrawals have been temporarily halted as it had stumbled across a serious technical issue. In a press release, they initially explained that they had detected unusual transaction activity on its Bitcoin wallets and had initiated a technical investigation weeks earlier. Officially, the company stated that it had uncovered a bug in the Bitcoin client API that caused issues with the way that Bitcoin withdrawals are processed. Transaction malleability is what he blamed it for, Mark Capellas. Of course, now we understand that it was actually, they were hacked by Alexander Vinnik. That's the claim. Wow. This is back in the days. At this point, let me see. It was not until an internal company memo was leaked on the web on February 23rd titled Mt. Gox Situation Crisis Strategy Draft that the truth of a massive breach was revealed. At this point, 700 from 44,408 Bitcoins are missing due to malleability-related theft, which went unnoticed for several years. Now apparently we all know now that Alexander Vinnik were supposedly accused of actually stealing the coins. All right, wow, back in the days. This brings back memory. Essentially, the memo unveiled a devious plan to cover up the $500 million theft and attempted to continue business as usual. The stolen 744,408 Bitcoin amounted to roughly 6% of all Bitcoins in circulation at the time, an estimated value of more than $450 million at the time. Now that is worth probably a lot more than that, ironically. And then, all right, now we're getting a little bit closer to time frame here. Polonius hack. Now, after Mt. Gox, I no longer, well, not true. I still did some exchanges. I was still on some exchanges. So I was still around. I didn't hear about Poloniex. I wasn't involved in Poloniex. I never opened an account with Poloniex. But Poloniex hacked 2014. On March, in March 2017, the cryptocurrency exchange, I don't know why it says 2017. It should say 2014. There's a little typo here. Poloniex, which remains one of the most popular altcoin exchanges today, lost 12.3% of its total Bitcoins in an attack. And I think they socialized that loss. So that's how they were able to survive. MinPal hack and scam. Oh my goodness, MinPal. On July 13th, 2014, the exchange announced it was a victim of a theft. The attacker managed to get away with 8 million Vericoins from the exchange's wallet, worth 1.8 million at the time. Goodness. Hey, Michael Davis. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. The attacker managed to get away with 8 million Vericoins. Okay, so I already read that part. And I remember this because they were thinking about hard forking to get those funds back, but Vericoin never did hard fork. Unfortunately, that was only the very beginning of MintPal's problems. I think after that, they switched hands to MooPay, CEO of MooPay or Moolah with Alex Green. And after that situation, oh my goodness. Without warning, the MintPal exchange shut down and stopped processing withdrawals. Remember Alex Green or Ryan Kennedy? Well, he was a scammer, wasn't he? A lot of things are common. Either the exchanges had poor security or the people were scammers to begin with. So here we go. It was not long before a former employee of MooPay publicly accused Alex Green of stealing 3,700 Bitcoin from the exchange. Yes, I remember that. Eventually, in 2017, Ryan Kennedy, aka Alex Green, was charged by the UK police with fraud and money laundering offenses. I think he's actually serving time right now. But ironically, what they don't mention was that the fact that he was already arrested for rape. I think back in 2014 or 15. All right, so the BTER, the bidder hack, number 1, 2014. Wow. The Chinese cryptocurrency exchange BitTier tweeted that 50 million Next tokens worth roughly 1.6 million at the time had been stolen. Does anybody remember how they got it back? Does anybody remember? I'm going to wait for you guys, see if you're listening. Anybody remember the BTR hack and how they got those Next tokens back? Well, I'll give you a clue. Some apparently a female trader, a female investor of Next tokens sent the hacker a very provocative selfie and requested that they return it with a 30%. I think it was a 30% haircut. So, anyways, that's kind of what happened. Some woman sent a provocative selfie of her backside to the hacker, and she was able to negotiate the return of the next tokens with a 30% haircut. So that was very famous back then. Hello, Hiroja Shai Space Odyssey Network. So, yes, my goodness. And so that's what happened with that. Anyways, let's go on to the next one. Bitfinex alleged order book spoofing. That's not a first time that spoofing has been accused with Bitfinex back in 2014. Fake it till you make it. When Bitfinex themselves used to spoof their entire order book. I remember this. After the Mt. Gox hack, I did sign up for Bitfinex. And at some point, they were, I know that they had accounts with the Bitstamp and some other places. So published October 2017, allegation service about how Bitfinex cloned bids and offers from other exchanges and ran an internal arbitrage bot on their own markets to give a false impression of liquidity. I do remember when I traded on Bitfinex, they eventually came out with a statement saying they are no longer trading with Bitstamp and maybe even Mt. Gox, who knows, and that they would now have their own order book in which they don't use any outside exchanges. I do remember that. I got an email from them. So I was still trading at the time. Bitfinex arbitrage bot was programmed to copy orders from other exchanges, including Mt. Gox and Bitstamp, and display them on Bitfinex order books as if they were made on their own markets. As soon as these imported orders were hit on Bitfinex, their arbitrage bot quickly ran to the source exchange and executed the same trade over there. Oh, goodness. Well, eventually what happened was this was the likely cause of a series of flash crashes that occurred in 2014 and 2015, where the price of Bitcoin on Bitfinex dropped significantly, while the same markets on other exchanges hardly moved an inch. Okay, questionable practices at most. Here's another one, 796 hack, 2015. My goodness. An attacker managed to replace customers' withdrawal addresses with their own addresses to steal 1,000 Bitcoin. Bitstamp hack, I remember this one. Whew. Oh my goodness. I escaped this, actually. I was, for the most part, a victim of the Mt. Gox hack for the most part. That was my major, I was a major victim of that hack. After that, I was very, very cautious. Very, very cautious. But the Bitstamp hack eventually happened on January 2015. Bitstamp announced that some of its operational wallets were breached, their hot wallets. 19,000 Bitcoin was stolen in the theft. So it was later uncovered that cyber criminals had been soliciting Bitstamp employees with phishing emails in a bid to execute malicious code on their computers. The attackers were able to successfully compromise one of the machines on the Bitstamp's private network by duping a staff member into opening a virus-tainted Microsoft Word document. Not surprising. Now, local Bitcoins was hacked. And I remember this because at the time I was trading on local Bitcoins. On January 2015, local Bitcoins, an intruder stole an estimate of 17 Bitcoins from customers. And they used to have a live chat. Where you can chat with somebody Apparently, somebody was telling the users to download some kind of location software, some kind of location software or tracking software, and then they downloaded it. And what happens? It basically took all their bitcoins and probably some other information too, their username, their password, their email address. Circumvented their two-factor authentication, and that happened. I remember that. I was at Local Bitcoins at that time. It's only 17 bitcoins. I think like maybe 4 people on Local Bitcoins were affected, but one guy claimed at the time that not only his bitcoins on Local Bitcoins was taken, but he also had an exchange on Bitfinex, which they also hacked into his account on Bitfinex and stole like a lot more, like 30 bitcoins. Because at the time, I believe a lot of people were on exchanges and then sending their bitcoins from the exchanges to Local Bitcoins to sell peer-to-peer. So that was very common. A lot of people had like exchange accounts and then sending them to Local Bitcoins. So as they sold it, they were buying it. They're basically arbitraging. BTR hack number 2, 2015. On February 15th, 2015, the Chinese cryptocurrency exchange BTR announced that an attacker had managed to steal from its cold wallet. That's amazing. I don't know how they do that, but the attack came less than 1 year after the 1.6 million was stolen from the exchange. I do remember this. The exchange claimed that it had lost 7,170 Bitcoin to a thief. Wow. Wow, millions and millions of dollars right now. Probably burned it. Kitcoin hack, 2015. On February 17th, 2015, just 2 days after the BitTR hack, another Chinese exchange was hacked. Kitcoin, a relatively unpopular Chinese Bitcoin exchange, announced on social media that the attack began when a hacker gained access to their node hosting provider account in mid-2014. More than 3,000 Bitcoin was stolen. This is about the time where a lot of the Chinese exchanges were being hacked. What they don't mention, I don't think maybe they do mention, but Hobu or Hobie had some kind of liquidity issues, which margin called everybody, essentially giving everybody a loss. What happened? It gave a lot of people a loss and gave a lot of people a gain. But in general, there was a bigger loss. And so they socialized the loss where everybody got a 12% haircut. Even the people who gained, they reversed the transaction and they gave everybody a 12% haircut. That was a lot of that nonsense, Bitfinex hack number 1. And I remember that. I was there. I was actually on Bitfinex. This is when their hot wallet was hacked on May 2015. Bitfinex was hacked, gained access to their hot wallet. I remember that. 1,581 Bitcoins stolen. Cryptsy hack. Now, Cryptsy was not a hack, was it? It turns out that was just an inside job by Big Vern. I don't know if anybody remember Big Vern. Big Vern must be in China with his Chinese wife. But I have a theory, like people who leave and flee the country and go to the communist countries, most likely they're not living a great life. They had to forfeit all their money, and they're probably like working in the fields somewhere, digging ditches with with their pickaxe, picking at the mountain or something. So here's another one here. Let me see. Months of withdrawal complaints, nasty rumors, and wild speculations. Well, we all know it wasn't hacked, but the loss amounted to 13,000 Bitcoins, 300,000 Litecoins, worth 10 million at the time. Of course, we all know that In this same month, Cryptsy claimed that it had become insolvent as a result of the hack. They eventually shuttered. Matter of fact, let me read this. According to the reports, the hacker named Lucky7Coin had managed to insert a Trojan horse malware into the source code of their wallet used by Cryptsy. This enabled them to siphon cryptocurrencies. Now, we all know in the end that that was not true. It was Vern. He embezzled from the users of, what was the name? Cryptsy. CoinTrader hack. The scope of this attack was not revealed, but it was most likely small compared to other exchanges. CoinTrader was relatively unknown and had seen very little trading volume in months. Canadian exchange, March of 2016. Never heard of this company, but apparently probably not very important. Gatecoin hack 2016. Let's see. Although the exact figure was never officially revealed, the exchange said that it had lost much as 185 Ethereum and 250 Bitcoin. So the Gatecoin hack's relatively newer, I guess, when Ethereum came out. And everybody knows this one, of course, the Bitfinex hack. Bitfinex said that 120 Bitcoin was stolen from its user's account. And I remember this. I had Bitcoins on Bitfinex. With like, I think 2 or 3 days before the hack, I withdrew like everything except like maybe like 3 cents of Bitcoin's worth. And in the end, what happened? They set up this very complicated system with BitGo, where BitGo would have, it was a multi-signature wallet, a hot multi-signature wallet, but BitGo would have one part of the private key, Bitfinex would have another private key, and that private key were basically distributed among the users. So as the users sent the verification on the transaction, it would go to BitGo, and BitGo would confirm it based on each user. Well, what happened was, apparently, for some reason, and this is the part I don't understand, is somebody, after setting up all this security, right, where you couldn't be hacked, or if it was hacked, you have to go through every user and steal their keys in order to withdraw their funds. And even if they did, there was a stop, a breaker, where it would be notified by Bitfinex to approve the transaction, and then have BitGo sign the keys, the second part of the key, the 2 for 3 key management they had. But for some reason, somebody in Bitfinex said, you know what? Let's have a kill-all switch where one signature, all right, or a function of their system would allow one person to override all of that. And so the attacker essentially just took that vulnerability and overrid everybody, right? Even BitGo, and allowed Bitfinex as a custodian to withdraw whatever amount or do whatever they wanted to as an override. So this is the strangest thing I've ever heard. I'm not even sure, or 100% sure, like, if this even makes sense. I still believe that it's probably inside job, because how did somebody know that there was this one vulnerability where you have an override, and that override overrides all the security features and allows one person to basically take all the Bitcoins? It just doesn't make sense. It is such a weird thing. You can't trust exchanges. All right, let's, oh gosh, I remember this. This is this year. This happened this year. Now we're getting to 2017. Quadra CX smart contract accident. made June 2017, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Canada made a programmer's mistake that ended up costing the company approximately 15 million in Ether. I don't know if anybody remembered this one, but basically, yeah, the mistake caused a permanent loss of 67,316 ETH. That's a lot. The BitThumb hack. Not really much of a hack, but it basically someone breached their email of their customers, and then people were phishing their customers. I don't know how many Bitcoins were ever lost. Wasn't that bad. Not that bad. Of course, we're getting really recent here. BTC collapse on July 26, 2017. The U.S. Justice Department confirmed the arrest of Alexander Vinnik in a seizure of the Belarus-based BitC exchange. So there you go. That's very recent. There's a recent picture of it. Here's another one. OK Exchange incident. At least 10 customers of OK Exchange alleged that more than 600 Bitcoins was stolen from their collective accounts at around the same time. Interesting. One user said that they noticed that the OK Exchange account was logged in from an unknown German IP address. So there you go. Whatever you do, don't leave your Bitcoins on an exchange. Let me see. Let's see how many it was reported at. 600 Bitcoins lost. So sorry for this long one, but just wanted to rant on about that. This is in the notes section. Read it for yourself. Have fun with it. Sorry if this is a long one. This is already an hour and a half. I'm gonna have to hurry up. Okay, we're gonna get to CoinGeek.com roller coaster weekend. Bitcoin cash fluctuates as major upgrade approaches. Let's see what happened to Bitcoin Cash. I think everyone's gonna get a kick. Okay, so I got Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash here, and let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So here is where you're going to see the hashing rate, and then I'm going to go to the most, it's 1 day, it's per day, average hashing rate per day, and okay, so check this out. Bitcoin hash rate is 7.9. Bitcoin Cash hash rate is like almost one terahashes, I believe. So Bitcoin has about 7 terahashes, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but pretty much you got 8, 9. So here's the thing. Okay, so if I go to like November 8th, right before the SegWit 2x cancellation, I go to December 8th. All right, there is a total of like 12.3. Right, in hash rate, 12.3 in hash rate. If you add up the hash rate of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, there's 12.3, right? So this is on November 8th, the day the SegWit canceled. Now, right, when you look at the inverted, so they basically Bitcoin Cash hash rate has gone down, and then Bitcoin hash rate has gone back up. But if you took the total, that's only 8, 9. There's 9. There's about 2 terahashes or whatever. There's 2 missing. So if I do my calculations right, that's 8, 9. That's about 20%, right? 9 divided by 2, or actually 2 divided by 9. Yeah, 22%. So there's about 22% of a hash rate missing. Where did that 22% go? Do you see what I'm saying? There's some hashing rate that's missing here. where did that 22% hashing rate go? Right? Because if people left Bitcoin Cash and came back to Bitcoin, we should have about 12 or let's say 11 or 12. Matter of fact, let me see. Like on the 8th, how many total hashing power was there? 12, 12.2 hashing power, right? Hashing rate, 12.2 E, whatever E stands for. November 8th. Now we're here today, and there's only 9. Where did that other 22% go? You see what I'm saying? So there's 22% hashing rate missing. So if there's 22% hashing rate missing, I think SegWit 2x is not a joke. I think there might be a possibility that SegWit 2x still might happen if Bitcoin Cash fails to take over, which it looks like it is. I'm also going to look at the difficulty as well. Let's see what the difficulty is right now. God, I can't even get that cursor. All right, there it is. Difficulty is 1.3 terahash in difficulty and 522 gigahash, I'm assuming. I don't even know how to do it, but whatever. It's 1.3 versus 500. You can see it's a huge difference in difficulty. Difficulty has gone up for Bitcoin Cash. That's why everyone's leaving, because it's no longer profitable. Bitcoin has barely moved downwards, barely moved downwards. Let me see the mining profitability. I'll take a look at that as well. Okay, so let's take a look at the miner. All right, so this is a big difference now. All of a sudden, difficulty has adjusted. They also did their hard fork today. Don't forget that. So they did their hard fork. So no more of this EDA stuff. It's actually going to be every 6 blocks, I believe, in which they adjust. And I don't know how they're going to be adjusting it, but it's supposed to be every 10 minutes or something, but who knows. But anyways, the mining profitability has dropped to 0.987 for Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin is now mining profitability at 2.012. So if you're wondering why there's a big jump in price of Bitcoin, what is the price of Bitcoin at 6,500 right now? And Bitcoin Cash, I don't know what Bitcoin Cash is at right now, but it's down from 2,500, that's for sure. So if this trend continues, we're probably going to see the mempool come down quite a bit, and we're going to see the price of Bitcoin should be going back up, unless there's some kind of SegWit 2x happening, which if there is, because remember, there's 22% hashing rate missing. Where'd it go? Like this kind of hashing rate, this kind of power, hashing rate power, it just doesn't disappear. It went somewhere, and with literally by tomorrow, in 24 hours is supposedly the block time height. Maybe more. Maybe on the 26th because it slowed down a little bit. A couple days here, we're going to have the scheduled hard fork for SegWit 2x. Hey, Surgeon C, maybe I should bring back the hashtag yes2x. I might have to. And so that's the other time. Let's also look at the block time here. I'm also going to look at the transaction as well. Okay, so the block times, and even the block times has inverted. They just set up, they implemented their hard fork to adjust the difficulty algorithm. And then now look at the block times. Bitcoin block time is actually 10 minutes. very close to 10 minutes right now. And then also Bitcoin Cash block time has increased. It was yesterday like 1 or 2 minutes or something. It's increased to 23 minutes now. So that's another reason why you're probably seeing a big jump. Miners are not mining enough blocks to get that reward. That's why they're jumping off. That's why it's not profitable anymore, because the blocks have taken 100 times longer on Bitcoin Cash, and then Bitcoin block time is back to its normal 10 minutes. DD8209, are you serious? Are you saying that the miners would rather turn off the miners than to go back to Bitcoin? Well, if they're going to take that stance, why not implement or go ahead and do the hard fork for SegWit 2x? Because that would ultimately, in theory, slow down the network, cause the death chain spiral that people have been talking about, causing everyone to go back to Bitcoin Cash. So the block times are returning back to normal, increasing for Bitcoin Cash. And then let's see what the last thing is. We'll look at the transactions as well. So the transactions that actually got into the blocks, into the blockchain. All right, so here it is. So Bitcoin's 309,000 transactions versus 35,000 transactions for Bitcoin Cash. So you see that also inverted as well. It was for Bitcoin, it went back up. A lot of transactions did get done. The difficulty did lower slightly for Bitcoin. That's could be another reason why the high amount of transactions in the mempool or transactions into the block. Bitcoin Cash dropped by more than 50%, which actually coincides with their price. Their price dropped by 50% as well. And so there is no flippening. There's absolutely no flippening here. This was all manipulated. This is all orchestrated. This was all fake. I mean, if you look at the data here, that's what the data tells me. The data tells me that all this was fake. As far as I know, the hard fork already happened, and I think it only required 6 blocks for the new hard fork, and that's it. So it's every 6 blocks. That's how I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong, but the new algorithm smoothed it out. That's all it did. So instead of having these huge spikes that Bitcoin Cash was having, what it did is it just made it a little bit more smoother. So I think that's what's happening. It's just obviously made it smoother. It needed to be slowed down. They're mining too many blocks, obviously. So that's the transaction here. Yeah, there's no flippening that I can see, and that's the reason why, again, when I look at the hashing rate, I'll go back to the hashing rate one more time. You can see right here, what day was this? This was 11th. So on the 11th, it literally, like 50% of the hashing rate did move over to Bitcoin Cash. Now, all of a sudden, it's a different story. But there's 22% hashing rate missing, and I can't figure out where the hell it is. Let's see. Let's go even back here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 11. There should be about 11. No, there's about 9 right there. Maybe it is lagging. I should probably give it one more day. Maybe the 22% will show up somewhere. There's about 11. Yeah, 11. There's 10, 11, 10. There's 7, 9. There's 9, 11, 10, 10, 11 actually. There's 12. That's 11. That's 12. That's 10. That's 9 right there. 9, actually, no, sorry. 9, 10, 10 and a half. But all of a sudden you get here, 8, and it's 9. It's a little strange. I should probably give it one more day. We'll see what the total hashing power is, the hashing rate. But if it's still missing 22%, I'm thinking SegWit 2x. Anyways, let's see what's after that. Is there anything after that? Nope. How about this? Anything? Okay, so this is where I get to my oh my goodness. All right, so this is the mailing list for the SegWit 2x final step, and apparently there's another reply from Bitpaco. Bitpaco here. I'll read it. We are backing out of SegWit 2x effort. The markets have spoken. People who like big blocks have Bitcoin Cash, and people who like layer 2 networks, compact binary transactions, UDP, FEC, global LEO, SAT coverage, encrypted TCP channels, experimenting, and etc. have Bitcoin. We are immediately reverting all SegWit 2x specific changes in our codes, 2 megabyte block size logic, DNS seeds, SegWit 2x service flag, etc. Lastly, in the future, we will simply follow the longest chain of work and do nothing more. Let me see. Longest chain of work and do more R&D instead of this working group has been nothing but a waste of time for everybody involved except the pump and dumpers and the inside traders. May the fork be with you. So there you go. Bitpaco has reversed on their commitment to go ahead with SegWit 2x. Although I wish they would change this. I hope they change this. I just refreshed it. So I hope they would change this because this is still up. It says, we are a group that plan to continue with the Bitcoin 2x fork following the community feedback. We are now exploring different replay protection addition to the fork to avoid network instability. Stay tuned. Win Moon. So I'd like to see this disappear. That would reassure me that this is dead. And then, of course, here is okay. Yes, I'm going to live. Let me see. So let's see what's going on with the marketplace right now. Prices are still up. Bitcoin's gone up quite a bit in the last 24 hours, 4%. But Bitcoin Cash has gone up too, 11%. Bitcoin Gold 7% for the week. Bitcoin is still down by 7%. Bitcoin Cash is still up 103%. Gold is up 46%. So still not too bad. Let me check the CoinCodex. Thank you for everyone for staying up such a late night. You must be a hardcore crypto enthusiast to be up so late at night like this. Wow, it is taking a long time. All right, there we go. So I'm checking for SegWit 2x futures. Let's see how long this is going to take here. What is going on? No, not crypto. Not LiveWatch. I'm looking for CoinCodex. There we go. Why is it taking so long? So maybe not. Okay, so let me go to fees. Let me get rid of this here since we don't need this anymore. Well, maybe not. I can't seem to move or anything or get this going. Oh, finally, here we go. Dual Harvard Camnus, you bought a Windows. You bought a Windows 7 PC thanks to me. Okay, I'm glad I inspired you. Oh goodness. Let's take a look at the fees here and see what they are. It's a little bit more stratified. It looks a lot better, and there seems to be a lot more here. So it looks like there's a larger range in the bars here. Still high, but lower. 760 satoshis per byte for 171,760 satoshis for every transaction for a simple 226 bytes, which is one input, two outputs. Looks like a lot of people are definitely overpaying right now because they just want to get their transactions done. Looks like if you did something now, you could probably get away with 420 satoshis per byte instead of paying the 700. This is all lagging, of course. These are all lagging, but you could probably not get it a little bit cheaper. I'll take a look at the mempool. Let's take a look at the mempool right now. It'll load up. There we go. Yeah, it's a lot lower. Look at that. It's finally coming down. It had these weird spikes. It really had these weird spikes here, which I can't explain. And again, on blockchain info, it shows like 115, 150 transactions in the mempool. But I use TradeBlock. It seems to be more reliable. And so it's fine to see. It's strange to see empty blocks. It's kind of weird. Obviously, when everyone's mining on Bitcoin Cash, my theory was that they took a lot of these old miners and are mining Bitcoin Cash and using ASIC boost. And then as soon as everybody jumps off of Bitcoin Cash, comes back onto Bitcoin, you're seeing these empty blocks again that just don't have any transactions in them, even though the blocks, there's like 39,000 transactions in the mempool. But it looks like it's trending down. It'll be interesting to see if it keeps going down. It looks like it's stalling on the decline. Hopefully it's not going to be spammed, and then miners jump back on Bitcoin Cash blockchain and start, you know, where we start getting a slowdown in the blocks being mined. But hopefully it'll get down faster, and my transaction for the donation address will get confirmed. All right, so let's do a quick chart analysis here. Wow, that price has gone up. It's good to see it go up. Let's put in our simple little lines here. All right, looks like this candlestick right now on the weekly, it looks like it's just touching that top trend line, and it's reacting to it, that's for sure. It is reacting to it. So if you look at it, if I had to say, I'm going to put a line in here, and a line here. And so I'm going to put in some support lines here. Let's see what happens when we zoom in to an hour. So it looks like it is reacting to this top trend line. If you see this, this is the trend line all the way back to 2013. The top trend line here. So it seems like it's reacting to that trend line, and it's ranging between what, 6,800? What was the high right now? Let me see if this tells me what the high is. $6,775.80, and the low of $5,555.60. So it's ranging between those two lines. When you zoom in this close, it looks parallel, but it's obviously not parallel. I'm going to go back to the 12-hour. And there's the 12-hour. It's the average lines have not crossed over. Well, the average line has crossed over to a bearish trend on the 12-hour right here, but it doesn't mean it's bearish, because you see here it's a very small gap right here. It's a very small crossover, and it almost looks like it's going to cross over again to the upside. And if it does push above this trend line, which is right where, let me see, right about what price is it? It's about $3,800. It's about $3,800, which is not too far away from where it is. So if it can break above that 38 and keep going a little higher and finish above it, you could see the unicorn market return. a bull market come back, but it remains questionable. Let's see here. And then, of course, the next stop here, the next support area would be 5,000. So if it breaks, that's good. Now, if this is the beginning of a bear market and it hits here only to go down further and probably down to 5,000. So if this is the first wave down, this is the one from here to down here is one, and then from here to up here is the second wave, and then from this top point down to 5,000 is the third wave if it's going down. So right now it's kind of like either or. It could go either way. Let's have a look at the daily and see what it says here. Well, the daily, you can see the line has not crossed over. The two averages haven't crossed over yet. So it's still not a bear market. It's not a bear sign. Everything is still bullish. It remains bullish on the daily, and if it just has to turn this short-term average, the price has to just go above the short-term average and break above this trend line and continue to go up, and then we're back to a bull or unicorn market. Hey, what's up, Neo Joe? How you doing? All right, so I'm on a 3-day, and okay, so when I look at the 3-day, there is no bear market here, as far as I can see. Again, on the longer term trend, it's still a bull market, and not only that, but if this is the new higher low, which is higher than this low, there is no bear market on the 3-day. Matter of fact, it's whatever. It was just a correction, a pullback, and as a matter of fact, if the 3-day continues to go up, if it does continue to go up on the 3-day, I'm looking here and I see the candlestick on the 3-day and it's above. And the 3-day has been really accurate as far as following this 10-period average. Here, this moving average, estimated weighted average. It is very accurate as far as the candlestick following that average line, that moving average. And you can see that there was a gap right here. Right here, there was a gap which was overextended, and then you see the price pull back. If you look at the bodies of the candlestick, it has pulled back, and if the price continues to go up, breaks this trend line, and continues to go up higher at a higher price, average, this longer term moving average, it's going to move closer to the bottom of this wick. And so when you look at it like a couple months later, what you're going to see is like the average line touch the bottom of this wick, because it will move closer and closer to it, or close enough for you to say in hindsight, oh yeah, I should have bought like right here. I should have bought right here. So obvious. And that's what usually happens, hindsight, because at the time, these two averages were not in the place that they are now. At the time, they were at a different place. And that's the problem with moving averages is when there's an active candlestick, like this one right here right now, these averages average lines, simple moving average lines, will move. They'll move, and at the time you're unsure, but after 5 or 6 candlesticks later, you're very sure. And like all these like areas where they touch the bottom of the wick here on these candlesticks, they were not touching at the time. They were touching only after 2 or 3 candlesticks uh, further in advance. And then, you know, when you look back, you say to yourself, oh yeah, I should have just bought right here where the candlestick touched, or the wick touched the simple moving average here. But that's not what happened. So there, you have to take some risk in your trades if you do things. And you just have to sometimes ultimately go with your instinct. I know it's hard to say that, but you know, if you feel that the price is going to go up and you believe in 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 the technology, or believe in the price movement, then you know you should buy. If you don't believe in it and you have doubts, then you should just sell, if that makes it easier for you. But all I can say is that as long as the price is above the moving average and it finishes and it makes a green candlestick, even though it's a small candlestick, it's still a bullish. It's still bullish. There's no downtrend here. I need another low. I need another lower low. So if it comes up here, touches that trend line, and then comes back down to 5,000 down in here, that's one, and that's two. That's 2 lower lows. I can confidently say that we're in a downtrend and probably beginning of a bear market. So that's that. And then on the weekly, let's have a look at the weekly here. Okay, on the weekly, there's really nothing to look at. It's still bullish. Like if you look at the weekly, it's still very bullish. It has lines have not crossed over. They're both pointing upwards. This candlestick here, if it was to finish, it's only Monday, so there's still like 6 more days to go. But if it finishes like this or higher, it is still we're still in the unicorn market here. There's nothing here to see. And if it breaks above this trend line, that's a very good sign. But you know, what I'm looking at doesn't tell me anything, that we're not in a bear market right now. That's just on a weekly. So, but there's some here supports here. Support would be this low here, also at around 5,000. So let me see where is this? This low is $5,555.60. This one is somewhere around 5,000. I don't know the exact area, but it looks like it's 5,000. And after that, it's 3,000 are supported. Looks like support areas. And also, if you want to take a chance, this is also another support area. This longer term 20 period or 25 period moving average, which is about 4,000. It's actually moved up a little bit because you got a green candlestick right now, but it's around $4,000. Let me see here. I got a question from Surgency. It says, what percentage is in your hodling wallet in comparison to your trading wallet? Okay, if you want to know the hodl versus the trading, let me see. I don't know. Maybe it's anywhere from 50, maybe 60, 50 to 60%, somewhere around there, maybe. It changes all the time. But yeah, 50 to 60%. It sometimes it gets added, sometimes it gets taken away a little bit. I'll let it go down to like 10%. I can let it go down to 10%. Well, no. I'll let it only go down to 2%. I think 2% is the lowest I'll go onto a trading wallet versus a HODL wallet at these prices anyway. At these prices, but it doesn't take much. At that point, if I sold it down to that much, I'd be a little way over profit. I probably won't let it go down that far. After it hits about maybe 25%, 30 to 25%, I would probably rebuy back in or start buying back in into my trading wallet. Well, what I usually do is the trading wallet gets all sold, and the new wallet that I make, the new trading wallet, either two things happen. The new trading wallet becomes another HODL wallet, and then I rebuy back again, and then the new buyback becomes the trading wallet. So my point is to make more Bitcoin. So when I rebuy back in, it either continues to be a trading wallet, or if I can get enough coins, what I'll do is rebuy back in twice, and one will become a HODL wallet, and and then of course the other one will be a trading wallet again, and then I'll just simply try to do the process all over again. Only in extreme situations, like at times where I can't get any Bitcoins for whatever reasons, and there are times where you can't get any Bitcoins. People don't have any to sell, which I find when I hear that, when I can't get any more, I stop selling, because I know that the price will go up. When people stop selling their coins, that's a clue to me. That's my cue to stop selling. And because I know that in the next 3 to 6 months, 3 to 4 months, that the price will most likely go up. When everybody and their mother has coins available, I won't buy as much. I'll slow down on the buying, because that tells me that the market is flooded with sellers, and it'll be about 3 to 4 months before you'll see that in the exchange price. Sometimes sooner, because people panic sell, and when people can't sell in the peer-to-peer market, their coins end up on exchanges, and then the exchanges have a oversupply of Bitcoins, which eventually become they get dumped. The users dump their coins on exchanges, and then they try to buy them back when they're ready to, when the market's ready to absorb the Bitcoins again. So anyways, let me get on with the rest of the chart analysis. And so yeah, I'm pretty much all done here. The weekly, it still looks bullish. So we'll have to see what the rest of the candlestick looks like, if it can go up higher. And then even I'll put a line up here. I'll put a line up here as well. And if it can break higher than that high, the unicorn market is back. And so I'm putting that line up there. It's 7,888, I think. So right now we're in no man's land, but overall the market looks bullish still to this day. And so, anyways, I'm going to conclude this episode. Let me go on to my meme here. There we go. May the Schwartz be with you. SegWit 2x bit pico. So I don't know if a SegWit 2x hard fork will happen or won't happen. I'm going to keep my eye on the total hashing power, the total hashing rate, and if there's 22% still missing, if the total hashing rate is 10 or less, I'm going to be very concerned about the remaining hashing power that disappeared. You know, they just turned their miners off. Why? The problem with mining is that once you start mining, you really can't stop mining. That's like the ugly truth about mining. Once you start, you can't stop, and you have to continue to mine. And that's the sad truth about Bitcoin mining anyway, because I believe on the Bitcoin blockchain, you need 100 blocks of mined blocks in order to spend your Bitcoin, or in order to use your Bitcoin that you mined. So either you contribute to mining another 100 blocks, which then you'll have another set of newly minted Bitcoins that you need to wait another 100 blocks to use, or you turn off your machine and then you let somebody else get most of those rewards. And I don't think, you know, a lot of miners leave, but if you're a large mining farm, it's hard for you to leave. I mean, it's really hard. You've got to be bleeding money to leave. In other words, miners, they're incentivized to mine. They have to mine, basically. Anyways, this concludes this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, or even do a video response after the live stream. Till then, stay tuned, everyone. Bye-bye.